And hello and welcome to Open, the show opening the Bronx and the rest of the world to you. I'm Daren Jaime. Today we'll update you on what's happening in and around our borough and New York City. Coming up, we'll talk about an upcoming health fair happening in the South Bronx. We'll give you more details later on in the show. Then we'll discuss how one organization was recognized for making its amazing workplace culture a great place to work. And March is Women's History Month, and we'll learn how FreshDirect is showcasing its women-owned vendor partners and products. And then afterwards, we'll talk about how you can get some gifts to give your children for this Easter season. And then finally, we'll speak with the owner of the longest-standing Kosher Deli in the Bronx about how they continue to serve the descendants of their original customers. So stay tuned, because all this and much more is heading your way, because now we're officially open. And hello, everyone. I am Daren Jaime, and you are watching Open, a live program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to you. We also want to welcome our viewers to Manhattan Neighborhood Network, as Open is being broadcast simultaneously on MNN's channels. Of course, you can stay connected to us on all our social media platforms at BronxNet TV. Some things have been going on throughout the past week. We'll take you through it with some Bronx updates. We kick off with state news as New York marks 3 years since the pandemic first devastated New York City. Additional funds granted to those on the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program have ended. SNAP, formerly known as the Food Stamp Program, is a government assistance program providing low income for food to low-income seniors as well as families and people in poverty. According to the Department of Agriculture, SNAP recipients received an average of $251 a month in assistance during the pandemic, but with net cuts, they can receive as little as $23. In other news, the Bronx native teamed up with 1,200 Solutions for their first community food distribution. Our Bronxnet reporter Brittany Schuyler Albane has the story.
The Bronx native teamed up with 1,200 Solutions for their first of many community food distributions to come this year.
We're just here. You have to make sure people get fresh produce, vegetables, fruits, and much, much more.
Throughout the day, both founders stuffed bags with fruits, vegetables, and eggs, whose prices are at an all-time high. They handed out the bags to those walking past the shop and had no problem running in the middle of the street to hand out bags to those in cars, and even jumped onto some MTA buses that passed by. Their mission at the end of the day was to make sure that community members were able to stock up their refrigerators before the week was out.
Those are things that need to be installed and implemented in our community. So I figured I'd take the initiative to just be proactive with like food distributions, a lot more community work, doing things for the kids.
As Bronxites continue to battle inflation and food insecurity, the Bronx native and 1,200 Solutions hope to serve as a hub and be able to provide a variety of resources to community members.
We want to be that beacon, we want to be that rock, and make sure that the Bronx is up all the way and elevating.
The Bronx native and 1,200 Solutions are committed to giving back to their community. So much so that they will continue to hold these food distributions once a month right here in front of the Bronx native shop on Lincoln Avenue. Reporting for BronxNet, Brittany Schuyler Albane.
And thank you, Brittany. That is all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We do take a quick break, I should say, but we'll have more open when we return.
Is that time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, it's really good.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo. Gracias. Thank you. What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for ya. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
And welcome back. Get Covered NYC is a citywide outreach program that's working to increase access to health insurance and connect New Yorkers to other programs and benefits promoting holistic health. Get Covered NYC, NYC Care, BronxNet, and La Centrale, and YMCA partnered together for an upcoming health fair. And here now to tell us more details, we have the director of Get Covered NYC Outreach, Alexander Medina. Alexander, good to have you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today. Yes, we just want to make sure that the local Bronx community know that this Saturday we have a health fair available, which is free to access for individuals and families at the YMCA from 11 to 2 p.m. At this health fair, families can receive and access free gym classes through the YMCA like yoga or Zumba, the gymnasium for playing basketball, as well as key health access resources provided by local city agencies and organizations. People will be able to have free immunizations for flu, COVID, and monkeypox, as well as donate some blood, receive free screenings like hepatitis B, excuse me, or HIV testing, and other key access to health information and key programs. So we just want to make sure that the local community knows that this is free this Saturday from 11 to 2, and please come and join and share the information to your residents, neighbors, or family.
Alexander, when you talk about this, it's really health information that's available free to the community. A lot of the services that are actually provided are free. From your history, talk to me about community participation. What's it like for you as you roll from community to community, seeing participation?
Yes, well, as Get Covered, and our key is to, reach New Yorkers where they're hard to get, is making sure that we are engaging with our community. Our outreach team this week have been out in the community, in the surrounding area, flyering, canvassing high traffic areas, just to make sure that people are also aware and know about this Saturday. But generally, it's making sure that people are not scared of city resources and just know that the city's here to provide free information and important critical health information. A lot of times health is about preventative care and not responding to an emergency after. So health fairs like this are really important to make sure the community knows to come attend, learn about their health, learn how to take care of their body holistically, and just learn more about what they can do for preventative measures.
Yeah. For yourself, you're very familiar with the health insurance process and, open enrollments. Are you finding that more people are more aware of it? Because sometimes that's the thing that gets dropped or lost in the shuffle, not being able to get connected during an open enrollment process.
Absolutely. I think the health landscape is very confusing, and so that's why Get Covered NYC exists, is to help handhold in a way to New Yorkers, to making sure that they're aware of what are timelines and deadlines for open enrollment, when should they renew, if they have Medicaid, or if they need to apply through the marketplace, through the state. But generally, there's so many different avenues to access health insurance and free care programs like NYC Care that we just want to make sure that every New Yorker who's uninsured has the information they need to access different insurance pathways or care programs if they are uninsured and unable to enroll in health insurance.
A popular thing that comes up is sometimes people have questions about immigration status and where they fit in with regards to health care with an immigration status. So walk us through a little bit about if you have, no matter the immigration status, I assume that there is still care available.
Yes, absolutely. There are so many different individual cases. So part of the pathway when somebody comes and gets connected to Get Covered is we schedule an enrollment appointment with a navigator and enroller so that that person can walk through the application and enrollment process with the individual or family. And depending on the person's situation and documentation that they will see what they are eligible for when it comes to different insurance programs. If somebody is not eligible for an insurance program, then people are still able to enroll in Health and Hospitals NYC Care program, which is not insurance, but it's a care access program where an individual or family can still receive a membership card, see a PCP, receive immunizations, preventative care. But it's not specifically insurance. It's a way that New York City is providing access to care for those that do not qualify.
Are you seeing any common threads as far as what people need during this time as you're walking out and about the community?
I think it just varies. Again, depending on the community, there's different health needs. When it comes to access to care, a lot of times people just go to the doctor or usually see the ER instead of doing regular immunization or preventative checkups. So it's really just about educating the public and the community to take care of their health throughout the year and not just when it's an emergency.
So for yourself, it's got to be a good feeling being out and about, getting people educated, and really, after this COVID situation, having an opportunity to really be a part of the healing process and getting people in the area of health in a better shape.
Absolutely. Our outreach team are dedicated, passionate public health educators that, on a day-to-day basis, when they're speaking over the phone or in the community with uninsured New Yorkers or people that might have health insurance, they're just confused on how to access care or what to do next. Our team is there to educate and really provide that next step and case management to make sure that every individual in New York City that is connected to Get Covered is truly getting covered and connected to what they need to do to holistically provide a healthy life and lifestyle.
Yeah. How long is the application/enrollment process? Is that a real tough thing to do?
It varies depending on a person's situation, but generally, if somebody is trying to enroll, depending on the program, before the 15th of the month, they can start the coverage on the 1st of the following month. But it really just depends on the type of health insurance program a person is eligible for.
Okay.
The application process itself is not that long. It's just a matter of when your coverage starts.
Yeah.
The main thing is to make sure that somebody is connected and insured.
And that's why you're here, right? To make sure that people can be able to do that. So for people who do need that information, please go ahead and tell them how they can do that.
Yes. So if, again, this Saturday you're available, you can come to the YMCA La Central to access this information and these services at 434 Westchester Avenue. You can also go to our website at nyc.gov/GetCoveredNYC. You can also call 311 and just say Get Covered, or you could text Covered NYC to 877-877, and a Get Covered specialist will reach out to you the next business day to make sure that we are answering your questions and schedule a health insurance appointment for you.
Well, Alexander, I know it's a pressing need for so many people to be able to have health insurance. Glad to have you out there to be able to assist in that area and really just getting people to the right place. So thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
All righty. Well, again, for our viewers, if you want more information, you can visit the website at on.nyc.gov/healthcare fair. Don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
And continuing on the health front, ArchCare is one of the nation's largest and most dynamic Catholic healthcare systems, providing quality care to thousands of people of all faiths through its home, community-based, and residential care programs. Recently, the organization has been certified by the Great Place to Work Institute for its workplace culture. Now sharing more information, we're pleased to have the Assistant Vice President of Learning Organizational Development at ArchCare, Chelsea Brock. And Chelsea, glad to have you.
Hi, Daren. Thanks so much for having me.
Good to see you back. And I just want to say, first of all, congratulations. I mean, it's a great honor to say that you have a Great Place to Work certification. And for somebody who doesn't know that, what does that mean? Obviously, it sounds like what it sounds like, a great place to work.
Yeah. Great Place to Work is really the global authority who determines whether an organization has a great workplace culture, if they have satisfied employees, if they have a high level of leadership. Great Place to Work really starts with an anonymous organizational-wide survey that's sent out to everyone, no matter what they do. And it's really assessing the quality of the employee experience. And that comes down to whether or not people feel respected within their organization, whether or not they feel that there's a high level of fairness, if there's credibility within the organization, if they feel camaraderie with those that they work with, and if they feel a high level of pride in the work that they do. So all of those things come together, create a score. And if an organization reaches a certain threshold, they become certified as a great place to work.
So for you, what is it like to have that honor of being a great place to work?
Yeah, we are incredibly proud to have gotten certified this last year. Really what it means is, first of all, it elevates us as an employer of choice for potential candidates. But even more than that, it really shows that we listen to our employees, that we prioritize their needs and what they express to us, and really putting in the work to improve that experience year after year. And having a workforce that is satisfied, fulfilled, has a high level of trust in the people they work for, and has pride in what they do, those people are able to provide the best level of care to those that they serve.
Chelsea, I mean, when you think about being a great place to work in a time when having a job and having a great place to work is really vital. I think that's every person's dream, right? I want to work in a good environment. Talk to me more about your organization in terms of what you feel like you do in order to make that atmosphere comfortable for employees, because not every environment is a great environment for employees.
Yeah, there's so much knowledge that can be gained from this survey. We started our journey with our Great Place to Work back in 2019. That was our baseline year to really establish where we were and what we needed to work on. And every year since, we have created action plans to, assess what we need to work on and improve that experience for the employees. So in 2021, we had 7 programs that were certified as a great place to work, and in 2022, we became certified as an entire organization as a great place to work. So, for us, that's not the finish line. Every year getting certified is not even the finish line. It's continuous improvement for the employees, making sure that we are meeting their needs and improving that experience year after year after year going forward.
And for our viewers who are just joining us, Chelsea Brock is here talking about ArchCare and talking about a great place to work. And when you talk about ArchCare, for someone who may not be so familiar, break us down a little bit about the work that goes on in ArchCare.
Yeah, for those who have heard of us before, a lot of the time they think of our nursing homes, and that is a big part of what we do. We have 7 nursing homes, 2 on Staten Island, that's Carmel Richmond Nursing Home and Egger. Up in Rhinebeck, New York, we have Ferncliff Nursing Home. We also have 2 in Manhattan, Mary Manning Walsh Nursing Home and Terrence Cardinal Cook Healthcare Center. And we have 2 nursing homes in the Bronx, that's St. Vincent de Paul and Providence Rest. But in addition to that, we also provide, an incredible depth of services that go beyond that. We have assisted living, we have specialized care that focuses on Huntington's disease, for example, dementia, those with HIV and AIDS, children with developmental disabilities. We also have home care. So for those who need services provided to them in the home, such as from home health aides, personal care aides, nurses, that's also available. And in addition to that, we also have 3 healthcare plans. We have ArchCare Advantage, which is a Medicare Advantage plan that provides coverage to those living in long-term care settings. We have ArchCare Community Life, which is a managed long-term care plan that provides coverage to individuals with chronic conditions. And we also have a PACE program, that's ArchCare Senior Life. And we often refer to our PACE program as a nursing home without walls. So individuals with this coverage receive all of the same services they would if they were living in a nursing home, such as nursing services, physical, occupational, speech, recreational therapy, dietary services. They also receive transportation and home care. They get all of that while also being able to sleep in their beds, in their homes, in their communities at night.
So as we continue to move on a little bit further, I just want to talk to you a little bit more because when we talk about senior services in nursing home, one thing that comes to mind right off the bat is like COVID and how COVID really played an important part in, we heard what went on with nursing homes and things of that nature. How hard was it for you to really, keep the ship afloat, given the fact that we were going through some of the most turbulent times during this pandemic?
Yeah, a lot of the time when this first came out, you heard a lot of the hospitals being hit hard, but this was also something that was a big struggle for nursing homes. And our leadership jumped right on that boat. We started addressing this crisis right away before it even became, a big thing in the news. We had daily meetings assessing, where the risks were. We put together what we call protect teams. So we have specialized individuals who are focused on infection control and prevention in every single one of our programs. We do everything that really goes above and beyond what's required to make sure that everyone, both the employees and those that we care for, are as safe as possible.
And so for people who need more information, what do they do about accessing the work, whether it's working at ArchCare or the services that are provided?
Yeah, they can either go to our website at www.archcare.org, or they can call our care navigation line, which is 855-951-CARE.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Chelsea. I think it's a great opportunity to talk about finding a good place to work, which is ArchCare, as you're listed as a great place to work, but most importantly, the services that are being provided to our community. I want to thank you much for doing that and making sure that people are taken care of. Thanks much.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
All righty. Well, as she mentioned, for more information, you can visit their website at archcare.org. And, of course, you can call them at 855-911-CARE. That's 855-951-CARE. And we encourage you to reach out. All righty, don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up. We'll be back right after this.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches? Ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We turn our attention to food. Yes, indeed. March is Women's History Month, and FreshDirect is showcasing its women-owned vendor products as well as their partners. And while women-owned businesses and their contributions to food culture are celebrated year-round at FreshDirect, Women's History Month presents a special opportunity to amplify these accomplished women and their delicious traditions. Joining us is the Senior Category Manager of Packaged Prepared Foods, Bakery Deli at FreshDirect, Susan Schreiber. And Susan, good to have you.
Good to have you. I mean, it's not good to have you. It's good to see you. Thank you.
Hey, we're all one. It's all good. It's as I said, Women's History Month. I mean, for FreshDirect, I know that there's a lot of intentionality placed around holidays, special months, special emphasis, and this time with Women's History Month at the forefront, it's an opportunity really to showcase women at their finest.
Yeah, well, you know, we really have supported women's owned businesses for many, many, many years. And of course, we do it throughout the year. But for the month of October, we are specifically focused on women, bringing forward their businesses and actually offering our customers free products for the whole entire month. Each week we have a large assortment of products that we give away, and customers can choose their favorites, add them to the cart, and then they get to try new and fantastic items. So it's really a great way to bring forward their businesses and show our customers that we are in full support.
Yeah. I want to go through a few categories and tell me what you got. Talk about salads and vegetables. I understand Sator Farms?
Yes, Sator Farms. I believe we've been partnering with Sator Farms since their inception. They were started by Paulette, who actually has a food science degree, and her husband, who is a famous chef in Manhattan. And I think you probably know the history of FreshDirect. It was founded by a chef who really wanted to bring kind of farm-to-table product to our customers, because we've been in business for 20 years, and at that time, it really, quality, sustainable food wasn't really available in supermarkets. So we were definitely one of Sator Farms' first customers. They have farmland on Long Island. I believe they have 250 acres on Long Island. And then as their business started growing, they expanded. I think they have 500 acres in Florida as well. So that way their product can be available to our customers all year round. And they have great farming techniques, and they could use cover crops, and they mineralize their soil, and they really do farming the right way, actually. So we love selling their product. It's fantastic quality.
Yeah, and I know that the work of FreshDirect really encompasses going around New York State. I know you head up to the Adirondacks, and you've got a special client up there in the Adirondacks. And talk to me about Nettle Meadow.
Nettle Meadow, I believe Nettle Meadow was started by two women, maybe 3 or more years ago. They also make award-winning cave-aged cheeses. They have rinds on their cheeses. They're really specific and special and unique. and they stand out in the cheese-making community. But their farm in the Adirondacks also, their farmland is specifically for the grazing of their animals, and they have their cheese-making facility there. And also, what I love about the women businesses is that I would say most of them give back to the community. They really believe in supporting, giving back to community in forms of donation, hiring, local talents in their community, and donating to shelters. And I think a lot of our women-owned businesses do that. Women are mothers, they're nurturers, they're caregivers. So they believe in fresh, quality product, sustainable product, farm-to-table product. So it's really women, not to say that men don't, but their missions align us perfectly with the FreshDirect mission.
And incidentally, when we talk about Nettle Meadow, you've got 2 women owners there.
Yes, 2 women owners. Also the same for Thalia Beer Company, which started by 2 women that started home brewing beer, but they wanted to kind of bring a different slant on beer, bringing fruit forward, less bitter, easier to drink in a Pilsner style. Their packaging is spectacular. Their beer is canned, but the labeling is like gorgeous on this beer. They also work with, one of their beers uses oysters to brew their beer. So it gives it a really unique, special flavor. And the proceeds to that go back to A Million Oysters, which supports, I believe it's bringing back oysters to New York State. So another mission from another great women-owned company.
And so how do you go about getting that database of women and really formulating this whole calendar where you can really talk about highlighting women and bringing them to the forefront?
Well, so I've been at FreshDirect for 19 years. FreshDirect has been in business we just celebrated our 20-year anniversary last year. In the course of my tenure at FreshDirect, the merchandising team has almost fully transformed from male-dominated to women-dominated. So I think we are really focused on supporting women in the community. We go to food shows. We seek out women-owned businesses. We have, referrals that come to us, that vendors that we already are selling their product, that they say, listen, my friend just started this company. Will you take a look at them? We, as women merchants, love supporting women to bring their products to market. So we walk them through packaging, to production, to costing, to labeling. We really handhold them to make sure that they're successful. And of course, we taste everything we sell here at FreshDirect. So we request samples. We make sure that obviously the product is fantastic quality for our customers before we bring them on board.
And as we are getting ready to get ourselves into the spring and the summer, obviously ice cream is going to be at the forefront. I know that you captured somebody that has some great product in the ice cream area.
Yeah, Jenny's ice cream from Ohio. I think she started her business around 20 years ago. She was kind of doing, what no one was doing at the time, using grass-fed milk, the highest quality ingredients, unique, interesting flavors that no one else in the market was doing. Because, back in the day, ice cream was like bigger brands. So she was one of these smaller, brands to come to market. She has 100% expanded her business. I believe she has over 60, shops. She sells across the country. We've been selling her product very successfully, I think, for almost 3 years now. And she still has her mission of course, using, the highest quality ingredients. And so we love it. We love her. We love her brand.
And I got to go real quickly, but I want to get in before we get out of here. English muffins.
English muffins. So I love this brand, Damn Good English Muffins. They're named after a dam in Croton-on-the-Hudson. The 2 owners started in the culinary business and then moved away to other careers. And then I believe one of their friends gave them a homemade English muffin, and the rest is history. They fell in love with it. They formed this business. Another brand that really gives back to the community. They donate a percentage of their online proceeds to people in need. They donate English muffins to Ronald McDonald's House every week. They are a vegan, sourdough-based English muffin that, of course, uses 100% natural ingredients and compete with one of the biggest brands out there in the market, and their business is doing phenomenally well.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and going through this with us. As we said, FreshDirect is celebrating Women's History Month, and you can catch a lot of those women-owned businesses and their products at FreshDirect. Thank you so much for being with us, and I want to tell you, it's I got pretty hungry just sitting here talking.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, we'll let you know if you want more information. Go ahead and visit the website, freshdirect.com. Then also follow them on social media at FreshDirect. Won't tell you don't go anywhere. We've got more open coming up. We'll be returning right after this.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill?
No.
You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
And we are back. Easter is just around the corner, and many of us are thinking about how to fill those Easter baskets up. Well, while Easter and candies and chocolate and bunnies are a must, it can certainly be difficult to figure out what to get for your kids in your life. So our next guest has some gift ideas that all of the children will love. Joining us now is the toy trend specialist at the Toy Association, Jennifer Lynch. And Jennifer, thank you for joining us. And Easter is upon us, and yes, as I said, those bunnies, is it what's hot and what's not right about now?
Yeah, well, if you're looking for some sugar-free alternatives to the bunny, or maybe you don't want one that's going to melt on you, you can check out the Lego White Bunny set, White Rabbit set. What I love about this, though, is that not only can you build your own little adorable bunny for Easter with his carrot, but you can also rebuild it as a cockatoo parrot, as well as a white seal with a little fishy treat. So you get 3 builds in one set, and it's only $19.99. A lot of bang for your buck. All these things on the table are under $20, so really great options.
Yeah, and so we've got new collectibles that are out there, and kids are always out there trying to find out what I can get my hands on, what's hot, what's not. So talk to me about these new collectibles that are out there this year.
Yeah, starting with the Disney Doorables Squish-A-Lot. So if you've got a Disney Pixar fan at home, these are perfect for them because you get 4 to 6 characters to start out with in just their one little tower capsule. So you turn the door, it's going to reveal your characters inside. But then, in addition to that, there's also kind of a fun squish factor to them. So there's a little bit of added fidget play to these. They're really squishy. And I like that kids can also kind of use it to recreate their favorite moments from the movies or combine characters and create their own stories. Another great option in terms of collectability is the Ami Amis. These are the tight-knit plush pals that you've been waiting for, really. They bring to life everything from little animal characters like pandas, foxes, as well as food items. We've got a little toast down there. We've got an avocado, a burger, and then we've got some retro throwbacks too. So we've got a little disco ball, a little phone, as well as a cassette tape, which I'm obsessed with. So there's a little bit of rarity factor to those. Nostalgia might even age them up a little bit. For both of these, I think that they kind of like do resonate with even tweens, teens, even some adult Disney fans maybe.
And when we talk about adult Disney fans, you know, there's a lot of us that are out there that are, you know, just, we love toys. And I want to talk about how toys have progressed, because as you talk about toys progressing down through the years, we've gotten to a place where people are more in tune nowadays with sensory toys. And so when we talk about sensory toys, what are some of the more popular ones? And talk about that progression.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we can all use a little bit of sensory play in our life, you know, that tactile, hands-on. It allows us to kind of calm down a little bit. And so if you're looking for an alternative to the maybe competitive nature of an Easter egg hunt this year, the Kinetic Sands Mermaid Crystal playset is fun because you can go on your own treasure hunt instead within this playset. So kids are going to be able to dig through over a pound of kinetic sand, and inside they'll reveal some pearls, they'll reveal some gems, some little fun toys that they can then use to make their own sand art. Also fun is that you can add this to your own sensory bin, so you can expand the fun there, and then everything really stays together well and goes right back inside the packaging, which as a parent, easy cleanup is always an added bonus.
Yeah, and you talk about easy cleanup. I mean, parents are looking for mess-free. What's the mess-free options that are out there? Because, you know, I've got a cousin and he always talks about, I hate doing it with my kids because if I do it with my kids, it's always this mess and I got to clean it up. So give me some mess-free options.
Well, I've got a little one at home that's all about the mess. So I'm a big fan of the Crayola Color Wonder mess-free sets. Like these fold-a-lopes, they feature characters that are from fan favorite programs like Gabby's Dollhouse. We've also got Bluey, which is always running in my house. But it features coloring pages inside, but the real wonder factor, the mess-free factor, is the markers. These markers are only going to work to color these pages. So if you've got one that wants to be a little Picasso, take it on the walls, try to draw on the couches, the furniture. It's not going to work. It's only going to work on the paper. So mess-free in the homes, and then everything folds up. You can store it right back inside these fold-a-lopes, which makes it really nice for creativity on the go as well.
Well, Jennifer, I love it. Thank you for so many of these options. And where can people go and get more information on this here?
They can head over to thegeniusofplay.org to learn more.
All righty. Well, thanks a lot, Jennifer. And also want to let you know you can visit the website at toyassociation.org. Encourage you, don't go anywhere. We've got more open coming up right after this.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
You know, on this show, you have to be careful what you ask for. I said we're talking about food, right? I felt hungry. Well, I want to let you know, Liebman's Kosher Delicatessen has been a New York City institution and a Bronx landmark. The Delicatessen started as one of over 100 kosher delis in the Bronx in 1953. However, over the years, they appear to be one of the last ones standing. The question is, how's the restaurant continued to adapt to its customers? And here now to share more information, we've got the owner of Liebman's Kosher Delicatessen, Yuval Dekel. And Yuval, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.
So, been around since 1953. It is kind of crazy because I said it off camera. Like, I've never been. So, I feel like almost like I should be ashamed of myself doing this for like almost 30 years and still never been.
Oh, we'll forgive you.
Okay.
And yeah, you're more than welcome to come by and check us out. And like I was saying to you before, any opportunity to showcase what we do to somebody new is a great opportunity. So we'd love to do that. And obviously we have a long history, so we have a lot of customers who have been coming to us for all these years, and they expect a certain, food and atmosphere and experience. So when somebody new comes by, it's like awesome to know that we're finally still being discovered after all these years.
Well, I'm not just saying for the sake of TV. Count me in. So yeah. I'll be through. So.
All right.
So give me a little bit about the history.
So yeah, we've been in the Riverdale section of the Bronx 70 years now. Yeah, at a time where delis were on pretty much every other corner in every neighborhood, we've managed to survive all these decades, and we're the last one standing. And we're still serving the same food we've always been doing. We're kind of stubborn in that way, but I think that's what makes us makes people appreciate us, just because time keeps moving on, but it stays still at the deli. And we're happy to maintain the traditions that we've established over the years.
So for yourself, recipes, you have your very own, right? You got some things to do?
Yeah. Well, we try to make as much of what we sell in-house. So there are all sorts of delicatessen favorites that we make daily. Anything from matzo ball soup to our lovely pastrami, which we have here. And then, the list is long, just all the Jewish deli classics.
Yeah. And for yourself, you have in-person dining, and then also you have takeaways. So what's it been like for you in this COVID environment?
Well, it was very challenging for sure. During COVID, obviously, we focused on takeout and delivery. What kind of really helped us out was a few years back, I introduced nationwide shipping through a website called Goldbelly, and that helped us out tremendously during COVID. And then, as things sort of became a little more normal, obviously we started opening up the dining room, and we're seeing a bit of an uptick in people coming into the deli. And obviously at a time we also had a outdoor dining structure. So, we adapted to all the challenges that COVID made restaurants face, whether, you were liking it or not.
Yeah.
So it was a challenging time, and it's a testament to Liebman's and the history, and that we're still here after even after COVID. And it's nice to know that even something like that can, challenge us, but we could persevere.
Well, I mean, let's face it, when you say something like that, right? I survived a pandemic, and many businesses didn't have the opportunity to survive a pandemic. And being the most long-standing business that's out there right now, right? You're making stuff, so I got to ask the question: what's the secret sauce?
The secret sauce of my actual food, or just in business?
Let's talk longevity.
The longevity? I guess I touched on it already. It's the fact that we don't change. People come in, they expect something. You come in, you want like a big pastrami sandwich. There's all sorts of challenges we've faced over the years, food costs and all that, and there's decisions that as an owner I make, right? Do we make the sandwich smaller? Do we lower, to keep the price the same? Or do we just have a look at food costs and everything surrounding costs and just say, hey, look, we have a particular product that we serve, people expect it, and we have to maybe charge accordingly. And it's a tough decision to make, but we'd rather charge accordingly and keep the food the same and not cut corners in that regard. I think that's what kind of people respect about Liebman's. That's certainly a part of why we've survived all these years. Obviously, again, adapting to COVID, adapting to the times. We're very accessible. We have a great website that people can order from. They can, read about the deli. They can see pictures, about me and the history of the place. And so, at a time where some businesses may not adjust to, technology, we've done that, but at the same time managed to still be really old school and traditional. When you go in a deli, you're like, okay, this is pretty old school here.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. But you know what? It's a mystery to me as well. I just kind of put my head down and do my job and try to maintain, the tradition.
For yourself, being in business so long, talk to me challenges in the area, right? You're in the Riverdale area. Have you had any potential challenges in your area?
Well, I mean, most notably, I guess, recently was our outdoor dining structure. We had some construction that was being done on our street. And we were notified, 10 days prior,
right.
Hey, you've got to remove your dining structure. And there wasn't any particular funding for rebuilding it available to us. And we'd spent, quite a bit of money on that. So that was a bit of a challenge. But in terms of like local challenges, I mean, look, we're pretty blessed to be in the Bronx and to be in Riverdale, and we got great customers who frequent the store, and we have people who are transients. They're coming off the Sawmill Parkway, they're heading to the city or heading up to Westchester or Connecticut, and they're stopping by. So we've been blessed with this like geographical location that has helped us tremendously, really like a great landlord and just all sorts of things that have helped us, succeed over these years.
Right. So you have, you talked about menu, right? And I think I always want to ask a question about that because, you have a menu. When do you know that it's time to make change? When do you know, or do you just like, hey, we were just doing so well with this, how do you make those menu adjustments?
Well, not too many menu adjustments, honestly. Just little tweaks, minor tweaks to recipes. It's a constant evolution of just figuring out, how to make something just a little better, but no overhaul by any means. I always look for new products that we could sell, whether it's like recently we found this great matzah chip company, and obviously Passover being around the corner, it's on people's minds, right? We eat matzah during Passover, and so there's this great company out of Brooklyn called the Matzah Project, and we have it displayed in the store. And I have also like a new dessert that we recently found, halva, which is like a sesame tahini dessert. And so I'm sort of trying to find different products to showcase at the store. Oh, a little while ago we had a hot sauce from the Bronx. I'm forgetting the name. What is it called? Man, I wish I remembered. But we're always having like a little bit of changes in that regard. But as far as the core food that we make in-house, just minor tweaks here and there.
Right. And we talk about Passover, right? Passover's around the corner. And so for yourself, what's that like, and what do you have on the Passover menu?
So Passover, the lead up to the holiday is busy. It's one of our busiest time of the year. We do a lot of packages that people take home to eat for their Seder meals, and it's a great time of year for us. It's always something we look forward to. But then once the holiday begins, we close. And maybe that's the part I'm looking forward to the most. But because we don't close very much during the year. But for Passover, it's a nice 8-day chunk that we're, away from the store. Well, not really. We're minor renovations, painting, all sorts of stuff happens during that time. But for the most part, we're closed. So yeah, Passover a couple weeks away.
Yeah. So we got some stuff on the table. I want to get to the table. Talk to me about the table a little bit.
Yeah, we got like the core items of what makes a deli here. So we got our lovely pastrami that we make in-house. We have our rye bread. We have some mustard, which is our classic condiment that you got to have with your pastrami. And then we have here 2 varieties of classic kosher deli salt brine pickles. which are actually sourced from a local pickling facility in the Bronx. And we are proud to be the only business that they deliver to directly. So when I heard that a few years ago, I was like, that's pretty cool. You know, because they're a big place and they have a lot of customers. So it's nice that they remember, you know, the last and, you know, the local Bronx deli. But yeah, this is the half sour pickle. And these are typically brined in a day or two, depending on the season. In the summer, it's just about a day. In the winter, maybe 4 or 5 days. And then these are the full sour pickles, which are, you know, very salty. They're both very crunchy and firm, but this can take months to cure.
Really?
Yeah. So, but both like very much a part of enjoying, you know, this hearty meal, which you kind of need. You need that salty acidity to kind of cut through this pastrami, which is, you know, it's rich and it's heavy, and we pile it on rye pretty high here. So, and then obviously some mustard to cut through as well. And yeah, all you know, locally sourced bread, rye bread, and mustard as well. And then this stuff is made in-house here. The pastrami we make in-house. It's about a 1-week cure. And then we slap on this pastrami rub, which we make in-house as well. And then it's baked in an oven. And then after that, we steam it for a few hours. It's a whole long process. It's a labor of love for sure.
Yeah. 21 years of running the business. Before we go, what's the best part about it?
Best part are, I would just say, the people. I mean, from my staff to people coming in. You know, it's a constant like flow of different people from all walks of life. It keeps it exciting. You know, people come back. We you know, we see their kids grow. We see, you know, and it's just it's great to just be a part of the community, part of the Bronx, part of New York City, and to provide a bit of history, you know, on a daily basis.
Yeah. Hey, Yuval, as you're having success, any possibility of expansion?
There has been some plans. So we're looking to go just a little bit north of the Bronx, over in Westchester. We secured a location, but it's still like very preliminary.
Okay.
But after 70 years of, you know, slinging pastrami in the Bronx, we're finally going to be, doing a second location. So we're looking forward to that. I'd say later this year in like the fall. But there'll be some more information to follow for sure. I'm very excited about that.
Yuval, thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations on Liebman's, a Bronx staple, and certainly we'll be out again.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All righty. Well, listen, if you want more information, visit the website at liebmansdeli.com. Want to let you know we come to the end of our show today. Want to thank all of our guests for joining us. Most of all, you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recablecast on Optimum's Channel 67, Verizon Files Channel 2133, or watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. Now, if you want a brand new episode of Open, come on back Friday. My girl, Rita Valentine, will be here. Arts, entertainment, and she'll give you all of that. That about wraps up this edition for Open. I'm Daren Jaime, telling you make sure you keep this channel wide open. We're saying take care. God bless.